Do you ever wonder why the narcissist in your life makes such a big deal about your birthday? I mean, we're talking about grown adults here, people who have lived long enough to know that life isn't always cupcakes and streamers, but when it comes to your birthday, it's suddenly like they turn into a child demanding that the world stop spinning just for them. And heaven forbid that you actually forget. Or worse, you remember, but you don't do it right, in the right way. So let's talk about this today. If you guys are new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist on this channel to provide awareness about narcissistic abuse. I help women who are trapped in toxic relationships find freedom and find understanding and clarity about their relationship, to have closure and move on with confidence and certainty. If you want to know more about what I do, you can go to rawmotivations.com to be able to learn more. But let's talk about this piece about birthdays and narcissists that care so much about their birthdays, that are almost infatuated with what they do or what they don't get. Like, why does it one day it seems like it's going to trigger all of their entitlement? That's one day they're going to have all of their rage. The neediness, it's cranked up a ton. When we talk about narcissists, they live for validation. Like, this is piece that's ingrained in every single aspect. It's almost like they're starving for it. It's the attention, it's the admiration, it's oxygen for a narcissist. And birthdays are like guaranteed oxygen supply, guaranteed supplies from other people. This is the one time of year where they expect and demand what revolves around them. That should be everything. People are supposed to show up. Social media is supposed to light up. The phone calls, the texts, the gifts. It's like a personal holiday celebrating how important he thinks he is. Majority of narcissists will use a birthday to look and feel like the best thing ever. But the hard part inside of this, it gets really twisted because a narcissist will pretend that it's no big deal. I would pretend that my birthday wasn't that big of an issue, wasn't that big of a deal. And then when someone would forget about it or someone would give me something less than what I expected, oh yeah, they'd have to pay at that. A narcissist is going to do this. He's going to act like he's above it, like he doesn't even care. Like it doesn't need to be a big thing. That's not that big of a deal. And he'll play cool. Like he might even say like, I don't need anything special this year. Like you don't have to get me anything. Don't believe it for a second. Beneath all of this, underneath all of the fake indifference that he's giving you, he's keeping score. Keeping score of what he's getting, what he's not getting from you. He's watching who remembers, who forgets, who makes a fuss, who doesn't, who's actually paying the attention to him that he needs to get. And if you don't show up exactly how he wants, well, get ready because you're going to pay for it later. It might be a silent treatment. It might be something that happens not immediately, maybe not even directly. But finding a way to slowly punish you over a period of time is often what this narcissist will do with the silent treatment, with passive-aggressive digs at you, just picking a fight over something random to confuse and to frustrate you. It's all because you didn't play the game. You didn't play the birthday game the way that he expected it and the way that he wanted you to do. You see, birthdays aren't just about celebration for the narcissist. You'd think it's like happy moment, happy day. It's another level and another aspect just simply of control. It's about seeing who's willing to jump through the hoops to be able to get him what he wants, who's willing to perform, who's willing to validate him no matter how unreasonable, how childish, or how excessive his expectations are. And you'll see this exemplified throughout the entire day. And the more people get around, start spinning around him, the more powerful he's going to feel, the more better he's going to feel about himself of like, look what's happening for me. And oftentimes narcissists will plan their birthdays almost like it's a stressful thing, like an operation of like doing this, making sure that the details are followed through. Who gets invited, what gifts they're going to get, like so many aspects of how many people are going to show, what's going to happen, who's going to be there, how are they going to treat me, all of different pieces, looking for the aspect of this has to happen for me. Now, if something else happens, if another event happens on like a narcissist's birthday, it can be game over. Like, heaven forbid that would happen, and all of a sudden the narcissist is like, this day is about me. And the narcissist turns and becomes the victim. Like, I guess nobody cares about me. I guess I don't matter. Like, why would they do this? You have sulking, you have guilt trips, you have emotional blackmail. Like, have you seen this in your life? Because it's not about the day itself. It's about the narcissist making sure everyone is focused on him, serving him and propping up his fragile ego, making him feel better about himself. And if you get to the place that you think you can get it right, if you think you've hit the nail on the head, you've got the perfect gift, the perfect party, the perfect gesture, you won't. And it'll never meet what you're actually trying to meet, because the goalposts with a narcissist are always moving. He's always going to move it a little bit farther. What worked last year won't work this year. What you did before won't happen before. What seemed thoughtful before suddenly is not good enough. And he keeps moving the goalposts little by little to make you try even harder. Because it's not about the celebration. It's about keeping you on edge. It's having control over you, making sure that you're constantly performing, constantly trying, constantly chasing his approval in every single aspect of it. But here's a deeper layer inside of it. Oftentimes for many narcissists, birthdays can be tied to old wounds. It can be tied to different things that they didn't get enough attention as a child. Maybe they didn't get a toy that they wanted as a child. Maybe they were neglected or ignored or made to feel invisible. And as a result, this is their one aspect of being like, look at me, let me fix it. And as a result, they're overcompensating, oftentimes in an aggressive or an abusive way. They're trying to rewrite history by demanding that this birthday, everyone else better show up. Everything better look the best way possible. But the problem is no amount of cake, no number of gifts, no parade, no social media wishes will ever fill the void that he's actually searching for. No matter what, it will never be enough. Because what he's searching for can't be fixed simply by external. It can't be fixed by what's going on outside. It can't be fixed by the celebration. It's the emptiness underneath that he's not willing to actually engage in. He's not willing to actually work through. Like, oftentimes you'll see a piece how, like, every year, a narcissistic husband will plan maybe an extravagant, over-the-top birthday parties for himself. Like, this could be done many times. I've seen it done with, like, expensive, like, big dinners, huge guest lists, ridiculous demands, like making it giant. I mean, making sure that it was done while we wanted it. But every year without fail, at the end of the night, he'd be sulking. Like, pissed off and being like, well, this isn't what I wanted. I didn't get what I desired. I didn't get what I said I needed because someone didn't compliment him enough. Someone didn't talk to him enough. Someone showed up late and didn't show up on time for what he wanted because the spotlight wasn't shining directly on him the way that he wanted it to be and the way that he imagined. Growing up, this was a piece that I didn't want to imagine the outcome. I didn't want to imagine a birthday party where I got exactly what I wanted because I didn't want to be disappointed. And so as a result, every birthday I was always disappointed because I would still have this piece of like, it wasn't what I wanted, but I was never even clear of what I wanted. And oftentimes people are looking to try to figure out how do we give him what he wants, but I had no clue. They had no clue. I just knew that I still had to be the victim in it. And this is what you see is no matter how much you give, no matter how much you sacrifice, no matter how much effort you pour into the whole thing, it will still not be enough. It won't satisfy anything that's actually going on. It won't satisfy the validation that he's chasing, and you're just left being exhausted, frustrated, like you're walking on eggshells trying to figure out how you got it wrong. Because no matter what you do, you're always going to get it wrong. You're always going to fail at his expectations because it's never about you and it's never about what you do and what you don't do. And it's never been about that to even start off with. It's about him having control over you. It's not a piece of it's testing your love or your loyalty. It's all this piece of a reflection of his own insecurity, his own issues, and his ego not getting propped up. So when things don't happen the way that he wants it to happen, the power, the control, that ramps up even more. The rage, the frustration ramps up even more. Why? Because he hasn't worked on himself. He hasn't done this piece of self-regulation, hasn't worked on being honest about what he's feeling and what he expects and being able to communicate that. Instead, he's looking for external forces to validate who he is. And he's going to keep doing this over and over and over. And you're going to try to figure out, meet impossible expectations. The more you keep doing this, the more you keep trying to make it perfect, and it never is, the more you get lost. The more you disappear because it's not about you. It's about what he wants in the moment. And it's not just even about one day. Like this piece doesn't just turn on and turn off just for the day of, just for the birthday. Oftentimes it'll be birthday month or it'll be birthday year. It'll be a piece where everything is still being focused on him. Because the birthday will be something that he references back to, a weapon. a tool to manipulate guilt on you, to control you even farther than beyond the actual date because you didn't do it right, or you didn't set this, or maybe you decide to set boundaries this year. This is what we're going to do. Maybe you're tired of the games. You're like, I'm not doing this anymore. If you want to act like a child, you can act like a child. Maybe choose not to plan anything or not to jump through all of the hoops that he set up, not to perform the way that he wants you to perform. But the problem is you need to get ready for the fallout. The frustration of what's going to happen, the rage that he's going to rage out on you because you didn't plan anything, you didn't do anything. He has to punish you, giving you the silent treatment, maybe even smearing you behind your back, trying to find ways to be able to belittle and degrade you because in his mind, how dare you not bow down on that one day of the year that you're supposed to be all about them. Here's the thing, you need to understand, narcissists want you to serve them, want this piece of this, let me bow down to you, let me be subject to you. It sounds kind of weird saying it, that phrase and that terminology, but if you break it down, that's what it is. He wants power and control over you. The hard part is you will start to dread sometimes even the days, the weeks leading up to your partner's birthday. Because you know that walking on eggshells is going to happen. You know that through this period of time, it's going to be difficult. You might even lose sleep over it, wondering, what do I actually do? How do I make sure I make this perfect so he doesn't react the way he did last year? You walk around anxious, trying to figure out the perfect combination of plans, gifts, gestures, only to still be blindsided when inevitably it wasn't enough. No matter what you did, it still wasn't good enough. And if you're in a season where you're trying to pull back and you're trying to reclaim peace, maybe even considering going no contact and separating, the birthday becomes a pressure point, a piece of you wouldn't do that then, right? Because you'd be the villain if you left me then. You'd be the villain if you didn't show up. You're the one that now forgot that it was my birthday. How dare you? You're the one that doesn't even care. He's going to use different phrases, different aspects to weaponize it back against you to secure that you stay here, to secure that you stuck in the relationship. Even if you've been bending backward over the entire year, he's going to reduce all of it down to, wait, this is how you showed up today? Yeah, I can't believe you showed up this way. You didn't give me enough validation on this single day. Therefore, the rest of the year, yeah, that didn't even happen. This is classic how a narcissist will project onto you and will take one thing and cascade it over the entire year. As a result, he'll take that one thing that you did wrong and he'll continue to bring that up for years. You might still be manipulated by the same story that's happened 5, 6, 10 years ago. The birthday that happened 10 years ago that you didn't get him this, or you didn't do this, or you didn't show up this way, or you didn't get him what he asked, all of those things are still used to manipulate you down the road. Because he's going to continue to throw pieces back onto you. Some of his projection will keep happening back onto you. His internal void, the things that is happening inside, that's your responsibility to fill. And if you don't do that, he's going to continue to punish you, to put you down, to punish everyone around his circle of influence and friends and people that are there, because all of that has to come back to him being in control and you being underneath. Underneath everything that's happening, the entitlement, the control, what's driving a narcissist is this insecurity, this ego piece that he's struggling with. And the birthday is when the spotlight is shining on that insecurity. It's shining on that piece that could be really triggering. It triggers a part of them that still feels forgotten, unseen, unimportant. Triggers a part that could be dealing with, hey, this great guy that I'm showing up in this moment, that's not who I actually am. There'd be a piece of honesty that's triggered because he doesn't want to be vulnerable about what's actually going inside. Triggers this piece of insecurity because he's still looking for external validation to puff up himself, to feel better about himself. Now, our part is, instead of being honest and actually working through those feelings, owning them, dealing with it, he just externalizes it and dumps it out on you. Makes it your problem, your fault, your issue. You're the problem. You're the one that's causing all this. You're this, and you're managing their emotions the entire time. You absorb all of the fallout of unhealed wounds that have happened year after year after year, and he keeps attacking and bringing it down on you. This produces this chaos and this confusion in your life of what is wrong, what is actually going on. I want you to consider how many more years you're going to spend bracing for the impact every time the birthday rolls around. You know it's going to happen, you're getting ready for it. How many times are you going to let yourself be pulled back into the emotional black hole trying to just get it right? Knowing full well you're never going to do it. You're never going to win. And the truth of the matter is, inside of this, it's not your job to fix that. It's not your job to fix the hole that you can't fix. It's not your job to regulate a grown adult's emotions. If he's not willing to do that, it's not your job to fix him. It's not your job to perform. to get yourself to where you just pour out and you're emptying of yourself to keep him satisfied just one more day. You're not responsible for managing his feelings about aging, about worthiness, about being seen. You're not responsible for his healing, his growth. That's on him. The reality is you spend so much time trying to fix the situation, trying to fix the problem, that you get distracted that it's actually all about you. You healing and growing, developing you, because the more you shift yourself, the more you twist yourself trying to be able to meet his expectations, the more you lose your own peace. You lose your own sense of who you are, your own freedom, your sense of self. It starts to dissipate. So what happens if you decide this year that you're not going to play the game? That you're not going to give him everything that he wants, that you're going to pull back? What happens if you choose to opt out? I'm not going to engage in all the birthday theatrics, all the things that you want. I want you to understand what you can expect, because it might not be pretty. There might be a lot of backlash that's going to happen to you. When you stop playing the game with the narcissist, there's oftentimes rage that's going to happen, guilt trips, silent treatment, all different things to try to manipulate and coerce you into doing what he wants you to do. Maybe going as far as to smear you, telling anyone who's going to listen of how ungrateful or selfish you are, not willing to even participate or be there, because it's not about the birthday. It's about his control over you and control over the narrative. The smear campaign never has to do with controlling you. It has to do with controlling the narrative. He's trying to communicate and connect all these other people to believe his version of reality so that you look like the bad one. But when you stop taking control of the situation, you stop taking control of the situation by stop playing his game. You stop playing along, you actually take back your control. It's a piece that you start to grow and develop you. Inside of this, I need you to understand, like, your growth and your development matter the most. You're going to feel weird when you grow. There's going to be discomfort when you start setting boundaries. It's going to feel awkward because you're not used to it, but that's temporary. The freedom that you're going to gain, that's permanent, because you can't lose that once you start realizing and seeing what this actually is. Once you step out of the narcissist's birthday circus, you're going to start to see what it really is. It's a performance. It's designed to keep you absolutely stuck. Small, reactive, constantly working for his approval, trying to be able to figure out, how do I make this work? How do I figure this out? But you get to choose whether you keep buying a ticket for the show or if you start actually growing and helping yourself. When you stop showing up and you stop performing, things switch. You might rage, he might come at you. When you stop controlling yourself to be the perfect birthday planner, the perfect gift giver, the perfect validation machine, he starts to lose his control over you. Yeah, there's going to be rage and frustration, but there also is, on the other side, freedom. He might rage, he might come at you, he might guilt trip you, might make you feel bad, he might twist the story, he might try to be able to do anything he can to be able to make sure that you feel like the crazy one. Can you believe she forgot my birthday? Can you believe after everything I've done, she couldn't even make an effort? Man. And he's using that to be able to get other people on his side or even find other people to be with. He'll make it sound like you're heartless, like cold, ungrateful, that you're like this awful person. But if you're not prepared for the fallout, it's going to hurt. You have to realize he's doing this as a projection to make you feel like the bad guy. Because if you feel like the bad guy, then you might actually do what he wants you to do, which will never be good enough, and he'll keep trying over and over and over. It's exactly what he wants, to pull you back in. Guilt, obligation, shame, all these things keeping you down. Because if he can't control you through charm, he'll going to control you through punishment. Making sure that you know better, don't ever do this again. Don't ever act this way. Don't ever not do this. He's going to try to punish you to make sure he gets what you want. Every time you step out of that dynamic, every time you choose not to engage, you take a piece of your power back. And that's one thing that he hates. It's one thing that drives him insane. Of this person now has an indifference towards me. This person now is leaving me. This person is now doing something they want to do. That's not what I want to do. And yeah, for you, it's going to be really weird and really uncomfortable at first because you're not used to it. You might feel like you have to explain or justify or defend what you're actually doing, that you're not the villain, I'm not the bad guy, because he's going to paint you that way. But you understand, stop arguing with crazy. He knows that you're not the villain, but he wants to project it onto you so that you feel crazy and he feels in control. You don't owe anybody an explanation for protecting your peace, for you actually growing, developing you. You don't owe anyone performance on their birthday or any other day. But you owe it to you to grow and develop you. Because his constant need for validation, it's not going to stop. But it's also not your burden to carry. the sooner you stop participating in his game, the sooner you stop letting his moods dictate your self-worth, your value, the freer you're actually going to become. But it's one step at a time. I need you to understand, this might sound weird, but like healthy people don't make other people walk on eggshells over their birthday. Like healthy people don't treat you this way. Healthy people appreciate the gestures, the effort, the love, but they don't weaponize it. They don't move it back towards you and make you feel worthless and unvalued. Like a healthy person, he doesn't punish you for not showing up perfectly. You didn't show up perfectly, therefore punish, silent treatment, guilt trip. He doesn't reduce every single aspect of the relationship to one day of the year and be like, well, the rest of the year is ruined because of what you did to me today. You disrespected me. You didn't focus on this. But a narcissist does because he's not a healthy person. He's a person that's looking for control, not celebration. It's about making you jump through hoops, making you prove, making you doubt yourself, and making sure that he's still in the driver's seat no matter what you do. So I need you to consider this. Are you seeing this and are you playing this game? I want you to stop playing it. You need to start setting boundaries in your life to say, no, I am done playing your game. Maybe it looks like keeping it really simple, setting a text, no big production, no chasing, no trying to oscillate back and forth to get him what he desires exactly, because every time you do, it's never good enough. Maybe it means you're not engaging at all, like you're pulling away completely, you're going no contact, you're leaving, you're divorcing, whatever it might be. You have to stop allowing his expectations to hijack your peace and to take you away. He's going to try to create a reaction. He's going to try to make you feel crazy. He might rage out. He might get frustrated. He might sulk. He might guilt trip you. Why? It's all to be able to control you. It's not because that's how he's actually feeling. It's just a way to control and manipulate. Because once one doesn't work, he'll switch to the other. Once one doesn't work, he'll switch to the other. Why? He has to try to find different ways that will get to you and take away your peace so that ultimately you can be his prisoner. But consider this. The more you detach, the clearer you're going to see. When people get out of a toxic relationship, when they actually establish a distance or a barrier, or we'll call it a buffer between themselves and the toxic person, they start to see clearer. They start to work on themselves. They start to deal with the internal stories and frames that they've been struggling with. They start to have clarity. But when the narcissist keeps pulling them back in, you get stuck over and over and over. Like you have to wake up to the reality and see it's ridiculous to be punished over one day on the calendar throughout the entire year. Like you have to see how much energy you've spent trying to fill a void that isn't yours to fill. You will try to fill and fill and fill, and it will never fill him up. You start to see how much lighter you're going to feel when you stop bending over backward for someone who's never satisfied and actually hasn't shown this care towards you at all. But I want you to see the best part inside of this. Like once you start to realize this, you realize that you don't need to participate in the chaos. It's actually your choice of how much you want to be involved in this reality, how much you want to be involved in this toxicity. You can't love him into security. You can't love him into healing. You can't love him more to make him do anything. You can't gift him wholeness, wellness, honesty. It just doesn't work that way. You can't plan the perfect birthday party. Like you can't plan something that finally makes him feel good enough, because it will never happen, because he has to do the work for himself. Not you. He is not your responsibility. He is not your build-a-man project. He is not your pet to fix or to make better. Your job is to take care of you, to reclaim who you actually are, to find your time, your energy, your peace that right now he's stolen away from you, to stop allowing someone else's birthday or any day of the year to dictate your worth and your value. So if you're standing there right now and you're dreading the next birthday and you're wondering, how are you even going to navigate it? Wondering how are you going to survive another round of possible expectations, I don't want anything big, and then he blows up on you. I want you to know that you don't have to keep doing this alone. You don't have to keep living like this over and over and over. You don't have to keep experiencing and playing his game and wondering when it's going to get better, when you will finally figure it out. You have a choice. You get to choose peace over performance, peace over being his prisoner, freedom over control. And if you're at this stage where you're ready to break free for good, I want to invite you to take the next step with me. I want you to go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough. Watch a short video that I have there for you, fill an application, and book a free call. For us to be able to walk through how it's affected you. Where are you at from all of this? Where do you want to go? And what's in between? There's barriers that we need to dismantle. There's lies that we need to get rid of. Let's help you rebuild your life in truth. Not the truth he dictated, but your own truth. because you weren't put here to be someone else's puppet, someone else's emotional punching bag, someone else's birthday validation source to make themselves feel better. I believe that you were called here to be more than simply used and abused. I believe that God has put you on this planet to grow, to develop, to thrive, and it's time for you to step into that. Go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough and let's talk today. You've been told it's all your fault and that makes you feel crazy. No one understands you and that leaves you in a place of being alone. You've tried to break free multiple times and that leaves you helpless because nothing you've done has actually worked. It hasn't actually got you free or liberated from this toxic relationship. So you feel crazy, alone, and hopeless. Guess what? That's a lie. Because all it is how you've been raised and conditioned inside of this abusive relationship over and over. And as a result, you've sacrificed your growth, you've sacrificed your worth, and you've been trapped inside of a toxic relationship. What if I showed you the path to freedom? A way for you to actually get free mentally and emotionally from the toxicity that's happening right here, right now. You deserve more. You deserve to be able to heal. And I want to help you with that. If I can help you with that, go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough. Schedule a call there and let's talk.